YouTube. We're here at Valenzano Winery doing a tasting, and all the pictures and everything that you're going to see is everything that we've tasted today. Some fantastic wines. We'll post the website.
Highly recommend you go to this tour because it is freaking incredible and they really know what they're talking about. So
we did this on a Groupon?
Total whim Groupon thing, and we were wondering why we never did it before.
And they do this all the time.
Yeah.
And the pairings are different. We'll post a copy of the menu that we had today. We're definitely leaving with at least a case of wine each, and we learned.
And we're already planning our own Valenzano wine tasting party over the summer.
Right.
Come on in, everybody. All right. This is phase one of the Please Touch Museum, so come on up. The goal of today is to engage every sense that you have available. So to do that right, I need to bring you right up to the vines. Knowing the plants is knowing the wine, is understanding the tradition that goes behind that. The spring is coming, and if we're all from New Jersey, you understand it's been a tedious month already. Every time we get a day that's like 55 degrees, it snows 2 days later. Nonetheless, most of the vines that we have here have lived with us 15, 16, 17 years. The girls in front of you are 41 years old. So despite this up and down of this weather, despite the amount of precipitation coming and going so quickly, they're built to cope. The tour changes throughout the entire season so that you can get to know what we do here, understand and relate to the plants. Effectively, this time of year, obviously everything has been picked. The pruning has occurred, we have isolated the vines, we have checked them for any sort of detriment, any sort of affliction that's been going on. And if you step up close, you'll see where they've been cut in some sections, they are starting to secrete a little bit of moisture covering their wound. Pruning them causes them to retreat back into the cordons and into the cane. This makes sure that they're not going to get frostbite, they're not going to have any injury with this temperature going up and down and up and down. Because effectively she's not going to wake up until just about the 2nd to 3rd week of April. Once we've had 2 weeks of 55-degree plus weather, all of the resin comes out of the roots, surges across the cordons, finds itself into each department where they've got buds, and she starts to perk up, at which point she breaks and she sends out a shoot to link into the trellis work, sends out a leaf to start harvesting the sun and nourishing herself, and then over a couple of weeks, a long spray of white flowers will descend and the season will have officially started. Now when we're talking about the plants, when we're talking about the wine, you're going to hear some interchangeable pronouns. You're going to hear him, you're going to hear her. Part of it is because that's how that grape is known. The other part of it is I'm the youngest of 7 children. I have 6 older sisters. So it is always a her, if only for the blame game. Keeps it very short and sweet for me. Suffice to say, the plants in front of you are the Cynthianas. So if you've had the Jersey Double Port, you are looking at the mother of every drip and drop you have ever sipped and sampled. You will also be having the dry version of this wine today because for the first time in 13 years, we have made it for you to sample. So that is the intro to how they're doing around this time of year. Basically, for the next 4 weeks, we're going to watch over them, we're going to care for them, we're going to hope everything goes well. We have had a good start to the season. This time last year, we lost 600 plants. And you have to understand, it's not just like cleaning the garden, it's not just like clearing out some landscape. You're talking plants that have lived with us for 15 or 20 years. And there is nothing more disturbing than coming out here in March, not knowing how they did, realizing they did not make it, and the only thing you can do is drag them from the ground, pull them across the property, and watch 15 or 20 years of your life rendered to ash in 20 minutes. Knock vine, we've not had that. Everyone is waking, everyone is solid, everyone is healthy. And we are hoping that we keep that good pattern, and everybody will perk up and yield for a great season altogether.
When we finally got to the tasting area, we sat down to this plate. This little plate of honey and cheddar cheese and Gouda and grapes will help us define the perfect pairings with the wine we're about to taste. So here's some tools of the trade. You need the spoon for tasting. In the top left is a chocolate fudge cake, which pairs with the Jersey Devil Forte. And then the bottom left, you're going to find the cream cheese with pepper jelly, which pairs with the blackberry Syrah. Now we have the chicken and waffle. It's a chicken nugget battered in waffle, and it pairs with the peach Pinot Grigio. And it has a little honey drizzled in the bottom of the cup. It was amazing. This is Danny Roberts. His food was just as amazing as his presentation. And here we are at the end of our Valenzano Winery wine tasting tour and food pairing. Clearly, we had a great day and are very happy with our haul. Highly recommend Valenzano Family Winery in Chemung, New Jersey.